Hey guys, what is up? It is Rising Random here, and I'm ahead of schedule since I'm posting the day after what if Goku landed on Beerus's planet. And today we're just going to be talking about what if Naruto was betrayed and imprisoned in our timeline. How it all starts off is just some slight personality tweaks to the third Hokage and Kakashi, since they hate the Ninth Tails a whole lot more, and by extension they're more cautious of Naruto. And how this all basically starts off was with the Land of Waves arc, more specifically that bridge moment where Naruto unleashes the Nine Tails power, and he outpaces and even defeats Haku, which is a Jonin level ninja. And Kakashi, instead of seeing this as potential as he did in our timeline, he instead saw it with fear, and that he had the potential, to destroy the whole entire world if he's pretty much let to be loose around the village. And he's like, and he go after the mission is finished and they collect a reward and everything. Kakashi reports to Haru's and basically says that Nine Tails boy, which in this timeline Kakashi doesn't call Naruto, he instead calls him Nine Tails boy. He reports to the third Hokage that Nine Tails boy has the potential to pretty much fight and outpace a Jonin level ninja, even though he's only beginning and his scores aren't that great. And Haru's is like, whoa, how is that possible? He says he unlocked the Nine Tails power. And as you know, it's only a matter of time before the Nine Tails fully consumes him. We should at this point lock away Naruto and just, basically betray him. And Haru's like, how about we wait just a little bit longer and see, we'll provoke him to see if he attacks any of the villagers. And of course, I can't talk right now. Haruzen pretty much sends undercover Anbu agents and as regular villagers to harass Naruto. But Naruto, of course, takes it on the chin. He kind of been harassed his whole entire life. But it's slowly they continuously do it over a period of time where Naruto goes, where they go through all those missions where it's team building exercises, where it's that time right before the tuning exams. They continuously harass him almost every single day. And at this point, Naruto is kind of tired of him because it's the same group of villagers. And Naruto notices this and is I don't know why these people hate me so much, but I'm gonna change their opinions by becoming a great ninja. But over time, Kurama does kind of have more of even in this timeline, has more of an influence over Naruto. Even though it's not that great, it's just that fact over time the influence becomes stronger because Naruto is getting more and more annoyed with these villages to the point where it's a week before the tuning exams. Naruto just explodes on the people, and not really much, but a little bit of Nine Tails power leaks through. It's just this slit eyes, but it's still blue. But Naruto pretty much just attacks them. He just kind of tries to outpace them, but immediately once he throws that first punch, he's restrained. He's put in prison, and they were just looking for an excuse. They told everyone, well, he viciously attacked these two random people that just so happen to be Anbu, and they all agree with this. The whole entire village agreed with Naruto being imprisoned. So Naruto kind of takes this as betrayal in his heart because he thought that the third Hokage would really looked out for him, and he thought Kakashi would have visited him because he's I'm sure this false charges. I'm sure the third Hokage is gonna look into this and see that it's not. And even if he doesn't, I'm sure Kakashi is gonna look into this and see his false charges. But no one comes to the village visit him besides Sasuke. Sasuke even kind of has that friendship more with Naruto because he's seen the whole entire situation go down. Even though he protested against Naruto being in prison, telling them they didn't care though. But they can't touch Sasuke. Sasuke is also on their list, but they can't touch him simply because of Itachi. But Naruto doesn't have that force. Naruto is just alone pretty much. So Sasuke does come to visit him, and he kind of just tells Naruto, yeah, I tried. The third Hokage and Kakashi said, well, it doesn't matter. So Naruto feels betrayed. So instead, he doesn't turn away Sasuke. He still talks to him, but a lot of his time is spent image training and talking to Kurama himself, and just kind of just training in the sense that he's talking to Kurama. He's able to gain more power through Kurama. Kurama in this timeline, not really in this timeline, Kurama himself really feels Naruto, because it's the same thing that happened to him over and over. He kept feeling like a human wouldn't do something and then they betray him. Well, humans wouldn't do something and they betray him, especially most recently with the whole kind of Kushina thing, where he basically was betrayed by humanity, by Madara, especially by trapping him. And well, not really by Madara, but more by Obito, but we're gonna call him Madara, and by also Madara in the earlier fight with Hashirama. So it's like a continuous cycle of him being betrayed in two. Sorry for the disruption, but I was saying, Kurama was betrayed multiple times by a very similar group of people, and by humans themselves. Like time after time, he was betrayed. He only couldn't have one person who really loved him, which was of course Hagoromo, or the Sage of Six Paths, whatever you want to call him. But Naruto is kind of just talking. It's like years at this point. Naruto just kind of talking to him, and Naruto's in prison for a long time. He's barely getting meals. He's kind of he's just kind of abused. So he's in the prison. Sasuke continues to visit him, but after a while, Sasuke stopped visiting Naruto. And for the reason why he did eventually go with Orochimaru to kind of get revenge on Itachi. So he stops visiting Naruto himself, and that made Naruto fall even deeper into a depression type state. But Sakura comes to visit him, and it's like after a while, Sasuke has left, and it's like clear he's not coming back. Sakura goes to Naruto and says Sasuke abandoned the village. He went with a person named Orochimaru. And Naruto takes this like, okay, he didn't betray me. He just betrayed the village. He didn't betray the village, but he crossed the village, so he can't come and visit me. So it makes sense to him. But after a while, like 2 years, so same amount of time, the whole entire, no, not really 2 years, after like a year, so halfway through the time skip, Naruto escapes prison with the help of Kurama, who's at this point his friend. They see eye to eye on many things, especially when it comes to the village hidden in the leaves specifically. So Naruto breaks free. He has KCM 2 actually. He has KCM 2, even though he really can't use it for that long. His body can't really withstand it. He pretty much escapes, break past. He blitzes out of there during like the middle of the night, and he goes looking around, hoping to find Orochimaru and by extension Sasuke. So he sees Sasuke as his best friend alongside Kurama, because that's the only person that visited him. So, he goes looking around. Eventually, he asks around, and he eventually does find. After like 2-3 months, he does eventually find Orochimaru, and by extension he does find Sasuke. And how this all happens is basically, it's by chance. He runs into Kabuto in town and kind of just asks him, like, have you heard of a ninja called Orochimaru? And Kabuto's like, yeah, I have. Why are you looking for him? And he's like, well, I'm Sasuke. He's like, I know of somebody who went with him. His name is Sasuke. I'm his best friend. And Kabuto knows who Naruto is by that description alone, because Sasuke does kind of mention him, like, after I get revenge on my brother, I'm going to the village hidden in the leaves, and I'm helping Naruto escape. So he's like, oh well, he got on his own, great. But this could be a very useful person, because he knows that he's the Jinchuriki of the Nine Tails. Like, Orochimaru could use him. So they travel back towards where Orochimaru is, and the reunion happens, of course. And Sasuke is actually really, really happy to see Naruto, but Naruto in this timeline, the only technique he has that is very similar is Shadow Clone Jutsu, and that's because he learned in episode 1. Other than that, though, he doesn't have any other jutsu that we are able to recognize, or even any other jutsu at all. So it's a very long process. The time skip, even 2 years, it doesn't immediately happen. Nothing happens for real. He spends the time for like another year, not really a year, another year, but another few months with Orochimaru and Sasuke. And Orochimaru actually pushes back the day of taking Sasuke's body, and because he wants to think about it. He wants to think, should I have the Sharingan or should I become a Jinchuriki? and he's seen the Jinchuki's power, and it's pretty. It actually outpaces the power of the Sharingan. So he's like, I think I might just take the Jinchuki body. So he puts a day on it, and he tells Naruto to come to his room to get ultimate power, and Naruto does. He tries to take over Naruto's body, but Naruto just absolutely dog walks him and pretty much punishes him for even trying to do that. And he does kill Orochimaru. In this timeline, Naruto has mental illness because he was trapped in jail for several years, being abused constantly. So he has mental illness, and he doesn't have any problems with killing. He doesn't really see that as wrong. So, he escaped. He goes with, Kabuto does try to stop him. Naruto pretty much punks Kabuto. He goes to Sasuke, explaining the whole situation, and says, I feel like at this point we're strong enough that we could probably go over to Sasuke. We could probably go over to Itachi and beat him. And Sasuke's like, but I want to do this alone. He's like, okay, fair enough. That is your revenge. And they go out. They pretty much form a team along with Shigetsu, Karin, and whatever the other dude name is, whatever his name was. But they form, of course, that team together, and they just kind of go around. The Akatsuki doesn't really approach them. They don't approach them, but they go around, and they're a pretty popular group in the sense that they're known. Because Naruto's like, I want to become a mercenary. I want y'all to help me. We need to earn money to be able to find Itachi. And even if we do find him, who says he would even take Sasuke's challenge? What we need is money and influence to find Itachi, and to be able to force Itachi's hand to fight Sasuke. And they're like, it makes sense. So they become a mercenary group, and they're pretty well known because they take out their targets very quickly. And they don't know at the time, but already Itachi is extremely sick, and he's pretty much near death. He actually goes on ahead and tracks down Sasuke, pretty much saying he's gonna pay him. And Itachi actually comes to Sasuke and basically says, let's end this fight right now. And it's a not even a great fight, to be very honest. It's just pretty much Sasuke in this timeline is stronger than Itachi. And he does pretty much kill Itachi. But before that can happen, Itachi just kind of explains the whole entire history of the Uchiha. And Sasuke realized that the village hidden in the leaves were actually a problem once again. So he awakes, and he kind of realized his brother did truly love him. So he awakens his Mangekyo Sharingan, which is still the same thing. In the right eye, or left, whatever one, he has Amaterasu. In the other eye, he has whatever it's called, the ability to control Amaterasu, which I do feel like is pretty good for him. But his new hatred is directly towards the village, and at least Obito does approach him, and Naruto doesn't trust Obito at all. Actually, Kurama is screaming at Naruto inside to not trust Obito. That's the same person that happened to be there during his parents' death, basically. So Naruto pulls Sasuke aside, basically tells him what Kurama told him, and like, yeah, you should take the eye surgery, but after that, we have to leave. After you recover from that, we're not staying here. We cannot stay here. He's very untrustworthy. And really, I think he might try and kill me or kill you, since that's what Kurama told me. He killed my parents. He's the reason why I'm an orphan. He's the reason why I was treated the way I was. And Sasuke's like, okay, fair enough, I guess. So he takes the surgery. He undergoes it. And basically, Itachi's eye is transplanted inside of Itachi's eye implanted inside Sasuke's skull, and he does awaken Internal Mangekyo Sharingan way earlier. So that's the end of the story right there. For a while, if you guys like this story, please like and subscribe. If you don't, well, still like and subscribe and hit that bell notification, just so I can, just so you can be notified whenever I post and what I post for real. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video as always, and if you didn't, well, that sucks. But I hope you guys still hit that share button and just tell and share between your friends, family, Instagram group chats, Facebook groups, really anything. Not Instagram, but Snapchat group chats, just places you think people would enjoy my type of content. But I hope you guys enjoyed this. As always, I will see you guys later. Peace out.